Welcome to OJEE, where stories don't just stay in your ears, they follow you home. Tonight's episode is not loud. There are no footsteps in the hallway, no shadows moving in the dark. It's something much quieter, something sitting across your breakfast table. We received this story late at night. No long explanation. Just one line attached to it. I think my son is still here, but not really. And that line was enough. So, Raghav, welcome to OJEE. Yeah, thanks. I don't really know how to start this, but I'll try. This happened about 10 days ago. Just a normal morning, nothing unusual. Breakfast table, my wife in the kitchen making tea, my daughter sitting quietly, and my son, Vihan. He was just sitting there, too still, and that's what felt wrong, because he's not like that. He's loud, always talking, always asking questions. But that morning, he didn't say a single word. He was just staring at his plate, so I casually asked him, "What happened? Why are you so quiet today?" He slowly looked up at me and said, "Because I'm still practicing." At first, I thought I misheard him. I said, "Practicing what?" And he just smiled, not like a kid, not playful, just empty. My wife didn't hear anything. She was still in the kitchen, so I thought maybe he saw something online or was just joking. I told him, "Okay, practice later. Eat now." And then he leaned a little closer to me and whispered, "Not yet. I don't want to mess it up again." That word, again, it didn't sit right with me, so I got a bit serious. I said, "Enough. Just behave normally." And suddenly, he stopped moving, completely, like someone pressed pause on him. No blinking, no movement, nothing, just staring at me. And I didn't understand what was happening. Then my daughter grabbed my arm and said, "Papa, why is he looking at you like that?" That's when I felt it. That strange silence, not loud, not dramatic, just heavy, like something was wrong in the room. I stood up, slowly, walked around the table and placed my hand on his shoulder, and I said, "Look at me." He looked up, and for a second, I knew. That wasn't my son. His face was the same. Everything looked normal, but his eyes, they didn't recognize me. There was nothing there, no emotion, no connection, just observation, like I was being watched. And then he said, "Better." Just that, better. And then suddenly, he blinked, shook his head, and everything changed. He started acting normal again, talking, arguing with his sister, asking for more food, like nothing ever happened. Like that moment didn't exist. My daughter didn't say anything after that, but she kept looking at him, like she was scared. I tried to ignore it, told myself I was overthinking, but that night, around 3 a.m., I woke up. I don't know why, but I heard something, whispering, coming from my son's room. At first I thought, maybe he's talking in his sleep, but when I went near the door, I froze. Because there were two voices. Both sounded exactly like him. Same tone, same voice, talking to each other. One voice said, "You're rushing it." And the other replied, "I have to. They're starting to notice." I couldn't move. I just stood there, outside the door, listening. My heart was racing, but my body felt stuck. Then suddenly, both voices stopped at the same time. Complete silence. And then, one voice said, "He's outside." I didn't open the door. I couldn't. I just slowly stepped back and went to my room. I didn't sleep that night, or any night after that, properly. Since then, he's normal. Too normal. Always calm, always smiling. No anger, no noise. He doesn't fight anymore. He doesn't shout. He doesn't act like a kid, and that's what scares me the most, because that's not my son. Raghav, thank you for sharing this. I know it's not easy to talk about something like this, and to everyone listening, tonight, when things feel normal, just pause for a second and ask yourself, are they really? This is OJEE. And sometimes The scariest things don't come from the dark. They sit right beside you, smiling. Good night.